Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we're back on the Lightbearer account. So we're going to go ahead and do some summons. Thank you, Lilith, for all the gems and the diamonds that you've been sending to us. And I did pick up quite a few scrolls from finishing the Voyage of Wonders. So hopefully we're going to go ahead and right off the bat we get a Lightbearer. Falks, my favorite hero in the game. So unfortunately we only have him at Elite because we just unlocked him. But he is going to be huge. If you've seen any of my videos about later campaign, folks, and his CC is awesome. And on this account, we do need a lot of fodder. So we need a lot of elite and a lot of rare cards. Because I have a ton of elite cards, I just don't have anything kind of to progress them. So we're going to go ahead and go through our scrolls as well. And hopefully we can get a couple more Lightbearers out of this. Which we got one more elite there who is Savius, so not too bad. Early game, mid game, he's okay, but later game he really drops off because he can't ascend him, and this team doesn't care about the maulers, so a little bit more fodder there. That is not very helpful. Hopefully we can pull a couple more Lightbearers. There's a Hogan, there's another one which would be good. So hopefully we can get some of our rare cards up and get some of our elite cards because we do need a lot of fodder. And there is another, which is Tassie. Again, a very good card, going to be great for the faction tower. Her CC is awesome. But on this team, and a second one, which is, wow, nice. Another Rosaline. I'm trying to get a lot better with the names. A lot of times I record late at night, so it's pretty difficult with the names. So hopefully I can get them all right this time. And I do apologize in the comments. So let's go ahead and continue our summons. Hopefully we can pull one or two more elites. I would love another Falks, which would be great. But nothing on that pull. So that'll sum it up for the pulls. So let's see who we can go ahead and ascend. Auto ascend. So we did get Savius. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is great. 5 Lightbearers there. So we'll actually get some elite fodder. Hopefully we can get some people ascended up here. Double copies, and that's what I want. Some food to ascend some of my better characters. I've been getting really lucky with quite a few copies of Belinda. And I know they do have a couple free copies that we get. So unfortunately can't do anything with her yet. She's probably going to be my first mythic that I'm looking for because she can carry a team just like Rowan. I would love to get a couple more copies of Rowan just because he's so strong. So let's get into the campaign. So looking at the campaign, we're at 10-16. And I've been messing around with some team comps, looked at a couple other things, couple options just with the legendary characters. So let's go back to the Lightbearers, which this should be an easy win. One of the big heroes that I always love is Rowan. If you look at him back there, even with Sylvana Raid on him, not doing any damage, her initial strike, which does a lot of damage, he's immune to. And you'll see in the next couple videos when we actually, when you fight her, he always seems to go right for her. He doesn't go for Belinda. Sylvana always seems to go straight for Rowan, which is awesome because he's then immune. And when he uses his ultimate ability, he can't be hit either. Or it takes down their chance to hit him, which usually ends up him not dying, which is the big part. Belinda there just does so much massive AoE damage. So on the bottom, if you look at the team comp that I'm running here, putting Estrilda with Thane on the bottom takes some of the damage off of Estrilda and puts some of the damage on Thane. As you can see there, they kind of split it between them. Because when Thane actually teleports behind him, the back row starts attacking him, while most of the front row keeps on Estrilda. And then Lucius, I just need him to survive. I have Belinda sitting right behind Lucius, because as long as he lives, they can't get to Belinda, and Belinda does so much massive damage and massive AoE damage. Not only that is her blessing ability, as you can see there, her blessing ability usually goes on either Rowan or sometimes it'll actually go on Lucius himself. So as long as I can keep her up, as you can see right there, she buffed her attack and she buffed Lucius's attack. And with Lucius's heals, he's by far the best tank, in my opinion, in the game when he shields the whole entire team. especially when there's AoE damage. If there's a lot of different damage, he can shield everybody from. Even Shamira's ult, he can shield them to kind of increase the survivability. Then you combine his heal with Rowan's heal when the hit points get low. That's what makes the Lightbearer team just so strong. As you can see right there, he just shielded everybody up. Stacked up the team very, very nice. And then when Belinda does her ult, melts everybody. So if you guys aren't using Belinda or the Belinda and Rosaline combo, they are super, super deadly. I hear even endgame, which I just got my Belinda on my main account to Ascended, is that the Belinda Rosaline combo does more damage than Shamira. Haven't had a chance to test it yet, but that's kind of what I've been told. And Thane, I'm pretty impressed with his damage too. I always had the problem on my main account is his survivability, but a lot of people that I see, especially high 5-star Lightbearers, all have Thane in the lineup. Estrilda buffs his damage, and then Belinda can buff his damage. Survivability is increased with Rowan. Lucius can shield and heal him. And this team just has a lot of survivability. And even at this point, I would even swap out possibly Estrilda with Falks, which if you've watched my latest video, that's what I did, was putting Falks in the front line because he can DPS very well. He gets a haste buff, but he can take a lot of damage. He has a lot of hit points, and he has a very high defense rating. And then with his signature item unlocked, you can actually buff DPS or the defense rating even higher for your team. One thing that I did notice there is a lot of times if Thane's ultimate ability is going off, he doesn't get the shield from Lucius. And thank you to my new subscriber, Ziad Ashraf. Got a new subscriber there. Didn't even catch that one until it popped right up. So some of these teams, again, if you look top with Isabel, as long as Lucius can survive, I can make it through here. And Sylvana, like I said, she goes right over to Rowan, and Rowan can take the hits. And on this account, he is only Elite Plus, so it's not like he has great gear. I believe he's in all blue gear. I don't even think he has anything legendary. The only legendaries I have, I believe, are Lucius and Belinda. So again, on this one, Thane just really doing a lot of damage to the back line. And it seems like he weakens them enough because he hits multiple targets, if you've seen, is he lowers their hit points enough to where Belinda can kill them when she does her AoE. So we've pushed, I believe, already 10, 12 floors? I think almost 10 chapters in the campaign. Or 10 floors, not chapters. And this one's going to be another easy one. Always seems to me like Lilith has really favored the Lightbearers, even with the amount of heroes they have and the amount of free heroes we got, and the utility of the heroes that they've offered up. I even tried the Titus, the new Mauler hero. Didn't have much success with him. I don't know if anyone else has. Let me know in the comments. Isold, as you've seen in my other videos, I got him to Mythic with his item unlocked. So he's really, really strong because he brings his own self-heal. So where you don't have to be reliant on Rowan, but I do pair him with Rowan because it is a good combo, as his ability to self-heal is phenomenal. He does a ton of self-healing. So 10-28, so pushing right through chapter 10. And as you've seen in the last push video, I usually do a push at least once a week for the campaign and for the King's Tower. And Rowan unfortunately goes down on this one. This might be a defeat, because they still have a lot of their team up. But we have come back from this. If Belinda could get her AoE off. Nope, she is going to go down. So our first defeat on the team, which is 10-28. But this should be the comp to be able to beat this team with the positioning of a heroes. And sometimes Sylvana just gets lucky with the crits. But once we got the shield on Rowan, And then look at the AoE. Takes out 2 of the 3 targets that are in there. And Savius is pretty tough, especially when he gets his ability off. But we should be able to have this. Yep, we got it down. So continuing, and look at that. 5 kills from Belinda. Very, very strong. Even way back in Chapter 10, she does a truckload of damage. There she buffs her attack. She buffs up. There's Thane's ultimate, which I like because he can't be hit when he's doing his ultimate. So it actually takes him out of the lineup to die because he actually casts his ultimate, so they start attacking Lucius and Astrilda again, so they actually come off him, and then when he comes out, sometimes they don't go back to him. And he is going to be so solid endgame. And Belinda, again, just taking down the enemy team as we flying right through Chapter 10, 10-31. I didn't think it would push this far with the team. I mean, I've just did, since the last campaign push was the summons that I did this morning. But it looks like with this team comp, and Rowan, like I said, has always been just so vital in my teams. I know I don't want to be kind of reliant on one hero, but I was in chapter, I believe, 17 or 18, like I've said before, when I picked up Rowan. When I picked him up, I pushed all the way to chapter 22 just by adding him in the team comp, and at that point, he was only Elite Plus. So I still only have him at Mythic right now on my main account. But here, even being Elite Plus, as you can see, he doesn't take much damage just with his ability skill set, and then with Lucius's shield. He has a lot of survivability. And still pushing. We're almost through this whole entire chapter. On this account, I have been running, making sure that I'm doing all of the daily quests, so getting through the dailies, getting through the weeklies. I did the Voyage of Wonders on all 5 of the accounts. So really, really good at the Voyage of Wonders now. It's pretty easy to breeze right through it. It's a lot faster than it was. Only one I had a ton of difficulty on was the Graveborn account. So which Graveborn account, I don't know kind of what's going on with it. Maybe the team comp. But it is way back. It hasn't even pushed into chapter 10 yet. So this combo with the Savius, again, Thane going to the back line, so Savius takes a little bit of damage on him. As long as we can keep Thane up, or if Thane gets his ultimate, now he becomes, so they can't target him. They can't hit him. And one thing I noticed about this team as well is Vedin doesn't do damage, usually because I have Lucius's shield. And with him not doing damage, he's a lot easier to kill because he's not getting half of his life, if not more of his life back by the time that he is out of bat form. So Rowan just buffing Thane there, buffing Belinda with the energy on his ultimate ability. And we will continue to push through this chapter. Maybe this team's even strong enough to finish it out. We got about 4 more stages, and then we'll be into chapter 11. Can't wait to get to the point to unlock the start unlocking the mythic gear and start unlocking the signature items. And again, this team is just very, very hard to kill. The survivability in here is insane. I don't even think there's been many campaign battles that I've seen any of my heroes die. I think Rowan did on one. I think maybe Thane did on one. But I've heard this is the similar team comp that a lot of people run, even endgame, which is actually taking Astrilda out to put in Belinda, and then having Thane tank is the team comp that a lot of people have been running. So we are on 10-38, so we are almost through, all the way through chapter 10. Wow. And Belinda she didn't even go down any health at all, even with chaos on her. And again, all 5 heroes still alive. 10-39, which is a tough comp with Naru and Isabel on the bottom because they do a lot of burst damage. But shielded up again. Thane's ultimate, Rowan's ultimate, and once Belinda's goes off, yep, almost killed Naru there. Wow. Very impressed with the Lightbearer team. They just do so much damage. And if you see, my other 2 teams are right at the beginning of Chapter 10, the Mauler team and the Wilder team. So we'll actually do pushes for them once their faction summons come up, because I got a couple scrolls out of finishing some chapters. Again, shielding the whole team there. With Lucius, it looks like this is going to complete Chapter 10, which is very nice. So we get our promotion pack plus 732% extra. Not sure where Lilith came up with the number, but that takes us to Chapter 11. So it looks like that's going to be a pretty easy battle. So we'll be pushing Chapter 11 pretty soon. Let's go ahead and collect all of our rewards, because that was a huge push. We went from, I believe, 10-28 all the way into Chapter 11. So let's go ahead and collect. We got another copy of Belinda and a ton of gems. So since we got enough, we'll go ahead and do our summons. With these accounts, I'm actually going to be focusing on doing the summons right at the beginning of the videos. That way we can get all of our summons in and hopefully have a stronger campaign push. So this account, like I said, we do need a lot more fodder, which we got quite a bit there with a couple more rare cards. And we did get one specific, so we got some faction summons here. We got some diamond summons. And hopefully we can pull one more Lightbearer card. And we do have one on the table, so we'll see who the Lightbearer is with our choice card. Hopefully it is a second copy of Fulks is what I'm hoping for. But it is a Thane. Very nice. Another hero that I want to use because I don't use him on my main account. So let's go ahead and do our Ascension. So Belinda, if we ever get her up, I believe I already have 2 copies of her. So getting her up to Ascended, we're going to be banking the copies. If we can get her to Mythic, Mythic Plus, I already have enough to get her up. Looks like Hogan we have enough to use for some food. Morella we have a couple to use for food. So we're going to have to see who we're going to ascend on this account. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you for watching the video. Have a good day.